Okay, I went and looked, and actually, I didn't even need to look that far, to be honest, because the game that I decided to talk about is actually my wallpaper right now. It's from the same game, and that is Metal Gear Solid 3: Snake Eater. The boss I want to talk about in particular is called The End. Now, let me just set the scene. This is not spoiling pretty much anything of the story. All right, The End is a pretty standalone, unique boss, and what it is, what The End is, it is a very, very, very old man who basically challenges you to the ultimate game of the hunt. You are going to be his prey. He is going to be the hunter. He is an old sniper. Sorry, sniper. Said that weird. I blame my tired tongues make for tired pronunciations. Anyway, The End is an old man. He's got a sniper rifle. You don't. You don't know where he is. Ooh. The build-up is great. It's an open environment. You're basically in an arena, like a jungle arena. He could be anywhere. He moves his position. He's very accurate. The sound pretty much is like your guide to hear if he's like taking a beat on you. It's a very fun boss fight. Just one of many very good boss fights that Metal Gear does. And this leads me into... Well, actually, I'll give you a little bit of a trivia about The End. Because this was on the PlayStation 2, and the PlayStation 2 kept track of the time, it had like an active timer thingy in the console, so even if you turned it off, it still kind of like kept the time. If you advanced the in-game... Well, not the in-game, but the PlayStation 2's clock, the internal clock, a week in advance, once you've started The End, you know, the boss encounter, if you wait a week or move it ahead a week, he'll die of natural causes and you don't have to fight him. Which I thought is a hugely interesting factor. That's great. Kojima always takes advantage of these weird little hardware features, like with the first Metal Gear Solid, with the controller ports and all that. But now, here's the point that I really want to get into, not just with Metal Gear, but I've said this in the past, but I want to get into a little bit more. I absolutely love it when a game, or just a show, or anything really, like displays the boss's natural strength in the beginning of the game and goes, you think you can take us on? You are nothing right now. But it insinuates that one day you will be able to overcome these amazing, amazing bosses. And that's one thing that Metal Gear Solid 3 in particular does very, very well. In the beginning of the game, you are pretty much shown the faces. It's not a guarantee, but you just see the faces of these people, and you look at them and you go, I'm gonna have to fight those guys, and it's gonna be awesome. And all the fights in that are awesome. And I love games and media where it's a group, an organization of people that are against you, and they've all got their own little theme. I love games that have a ragtag bunch of people that somehow, through their own weird abilities and varying personalities, can still come together. Quiet you. Quiet you! Despite these weird personality traits, they can all still come together to form a cohesive unit. I guess that's another reason why people really like the Mega Man games, because the Mega Man games pretty much show you straight out what you're going to be fighting, and what you'll basically have to overcome. And I love that, because that's cocky. That's really cocky of a game to just show its cards like that. It's kind of like, you think you're going to be good enough to take us on? You're an insignificant little maggot. Ooh, that was close. And I kind of wish, in a way... Ooh. In a way, I wish Boshy had done that. Just kind of like, maybe in the tutorial, just... I don't know. I don't really... You don't want to spoil what kind of boss... You see, that's what I really like about games, is games that do this idea, is you're kind of spoiling what... It's not a spoiler in particular, you're building tension. You're showing the wanted posters of who you're gonna have... You're showing the hit list. You know that all of these people are either gonna have to be... Are either gonna die, have to be killed, or something. Either betrayal, something bad is gonna happen with these characters. Something negative. Maybe something positive, but there's gonna be negative experiences to get to the positives. And I just love stuff like that. Let me think of another. I've heard, I haven't played the game myself, but I've heard that No More Heroes does this very well. It does kind of the whole, you have like 10 people, I think, that you're supposed to assassinate. And it's the same reason why I really liked Shadow of the Colossus. Because Shadow of the Colossus gave you caricatures of the bosses that you're supposed to kill. It gave you a hit list. I love hit lists. I love how I dodge that. What's another really good game that does that? Dark Souls does it to a degree. Dark Souls, in the intro cutscene, kind of shows you what you will be eventually facing. In a way. It doesn't give you the explicits of, oh, you're definitely going to have to go fight this, that, and the other one, and for this reason. No, it doesn't do that. It just kind of gives you the events, and you're shown what's happening and what these characters are, and you're basically going, oh, crud. I'm going to have to fight that, aren't I? That sucks, but I really want to. What is going on? Why can't I get past Gust all of a sudden? That's really weird. Why can't I get past Try Attack? I didn't even get it out of my mouth. I knew I was gonna die there, because for some reason I'm just not doing a very good job on Try Attack today. Oh, you see, I like, don't even want to attack you when you're doing this. It's like a waste of energy. But that's another good thing that Pokemon does, is you know, pretty much from the first game, you've known the challenges that you're gonna have to go climb. You know that there's gonna be like 8 gym leaders, there's gonna be the Elite Four, there's gonna be the champion. You just know. What's another game that does this very well? Final Fantasy 1 did it, where you're pretty much told that you have to go get these 4 orbs from these 4 dungeons. I don't know, I really like games that aren't afraid to show you what you're going to be facing. I mean, I like mystery as much as the next guy, but there's surprise and then there's tension, you know? I love the tension of, okay, but you know, it's such a bittersweet tension, because there's that joy when you first play the game, when you first play Shadow of the Colossus. I'll give as an example. There's 16 Colossi that you have to kill, and you get about halfway through and you're like, man, this has been great so far, but you get that bittersweet feeling of, crud, I'm halfway through. And then you get down to the last 1 or 2 and you're like, oh god, I don't want it to end. You know? But then you get, that's the thought of a greedy child right there. Never wanting it to end. It has to end. As painful as it might be, all obstacles must fall. Oh yeah, give me Splash. Almost didn't make it there, but that's alright. Don't you dare. The screen is shaking again. I hate it when it does that. Oh, he's halfway dead. Can we please Can we please? I knew that was gonna happen. Yeesh. I've gotten him more than halfway dead. I've gotten him down to like 25%. Come on! Oh, come now. Don't make me reverse the controls. I will do it. Let me go see, one second, let me go look at my game catalog again, and let me find another boss to talk about.